what do you do on your Facebook per se? Do you post pictures often? Do you just post where you are maybe?
Um, I don't normally post where I am, not too big on that, but I mean, like events or if I go on trips or stuff, I'll put pictures and stuff up, or occasionally I put a status. I personally don't post too much on it.
Mainly, it's a good opportunity for me to just stay connected with people I went to high school with. Just kind of just checking up on their lives and seeing what they're doing.
Post pictures of places that I've been, things that I've done. I also use it as a way to keep up with students, especially ones that I've met over the summer. I interned with Preset Ministries International, so I use it a lot as a tool to connect with them and see kind of what they're up to.
Hi, I'm Laurel Spencer for 10 Minutes. Not everyone uses such discretion when posting on their Facebook pages. Many utilize social media outlets without considering the ramifications of their comments, citing freedom of expression. However, those who choose to peruse social media in this manner can find themselves facing lawsuits for defamatory speech. Not all speech is acceptable. Take teenager Denise Finkel, for example, who sued Facebook, 4 classmates, and their parents for $3 million after they posted defamatory comments about her in the Facebook group 90 cents short of a dollar. The comments led readers to believe that she was a woman of dubious moral character who engaged in grotesque sexual activity such as bestiality, and that she was an IV drug user who contracted HIV and AIDS. Although the teen lost her suit, with a judge ruling that the statements can only be read as attempts by adolescents to outdo each other, this is a good example of speech you should avoid when utilizing your social media outlets.
Enters in a relationship, and all of a sudden, right after she confirmed it, a giant picture of her, and literally it was like half her face, like showed up on my wall. And not only that, I'm getting notifications of likes from people I don't know who they are. Now, I'm hoping they're her friends, but this means they're looking through my profile and seeing who I am, which I have no problem with. I've got nothing on my profile to sound an alarm in any way, but still, for people to be able to look at my profile and go through it, at least what they can see is still a little bit shady.
I know, like, one of my issues is I know there's a lot of businesses that are starting to, they'll get on your Facebook and Twitter before, like, they hire you, or they'll look at it, like, even while you're working with them, and they just kind of decide, if you have pictures of you from 3 months ago and you're out drinking and partying, that, then that affects their opinion of them, or that are, like, schools where they'll get on and see some, like, athletes and stuff that aren't supposed to be drinking and things, and they see pictures of it, and they discipline them off that. Like, it's kind of invading privacy, I think.
It's also important to consider the comments that you make on public Facebook groups as well. This year, T&J Towing Company sued 21-year-old Justin Kurtz for posting defamatory statements about the company on a Facebook page. The college student claimed his car was illegally towed from a school parking lot and then formed a Facebook group encouraging others to talk about their negative experiences with the company. An astounding 10,000 people joined the group, and the company claims that it has suffered substantial loss in business and revenue as a result of the comments. This case is a prime example of why you should proceed with caution even when posting on private groups. While merely offensive comments about a business are not grounds for defamatory content, in certain states such as Michigan, a statement can be considered defamatory if it implies underlying false facts. This case is still in court.
I guess, like, under freedom of speech, I mean, like, I guess, like, Facebook and people can't really limit what people say, but I think, like, if it encroaches on someone else's, like, privacy and stuff, that then it, they should be able to intervene with that. But I don't know, I think, like, you can say stuff, but then a lot of times, like, it's required that you go back and, like, do they delete it or stuff. But I think there does need to be a set level of criteria that then basically is monitored, that, if it says something about this, that it's then automatically deleted. Kind of like the government has set up, where if, like, you have, like, a threat to, like, you can say anything, but if, like, you threat the president or, like, a government official, that they can legally intervene. Like, I think there needs to be kind of a line that's drawn that you can intervene. But with freedom of speech, you should be allowed to say whatever you want, but there are some limits that people take too far.
Saying free speech is therefore you should be able to say what you want, but there is also that aspect of censorship as well. You're supposed to use your rights that you've been given in order to infringe upon another's ever.
In addition to an increase of defamatory lawsuits in the United States, BBC reports that in Australia and the UK, defamation cases arising from social media make up more than half of the legal proceedings of law firms. One such example is Bryce versus Barber. After being legitimately chased by his former friend Raymond Bryce for a debt of £80, Jeremiah Barber decided to get his friend back by posting an indecent image of children on Bryce's Facebook page with the comment, "Ray, you like kids and you are gay, so I bet you love this picture." In addition to facing charges for posting illegal pictures of children, Barber also faced charges of libel and defamation. After going to trial, Bryce won this case. Do not post obscene material on your social media outlets. It's never a good idea.
While users think they may be fighting cases against other friends or foes, the social media sites themselves are also getting themselves involved. In attempts to fight such lawsuits, sites like Facebook, Google, Twitter, and Pinterest have been updating their privacy policies and terms of use, especially after the controversial SOPA and PIPA Acts have been brought to the House and Senate. Any law-breaking or defamatory material posted is the sole responsibility of the user sharing it. Take a look at these policies. Google, for example. Their privacy statement says many of our services let you share information with others. Remember that when you share information publicly, it may be indexable by search engines, including Google. Our services provide you with different options on sharing and removing your content. Facebook's terms of use explicitly say, you own all of the content and information you post on Facebook, and you can control how it is shared through your privacy and application settings. It tells its users to not post content or take any action on Facebook that infringes or violates someone else's rights or otherwise violates the law, or remove any content or information that the user posts on Facebook if they believe that it violates this statement. Twitter's terms of use state that Twitter respects the intellectual property rights of others and expects users of the services to do the same. Twitter says they will respond to notices of alleged copyright infringement that comply with applicable law and are properly provided to Twitter. Although social media users can post at any time in any forum, once comments, pictures, and videos are shared, potentially defamatory statements can just as easily be held back.
A lot of my friends, it's just like they'll put pictures of, if they go on trips, events, or they'll post funny statuses or different ideas and such, or create groups and events, which is really good. But then, you have some places, especially big state schools, that, they have these frats that put these pictures of people just being ridiculous and drunk, and people putting stupid things on there, and then you get some people that, they're updating their status every 10 minutes.
Meanwhile, other users are sharing content generated by someone other than themselves that, in many cases, breaks copyright terms. These sites pledge to keep user information private and use it only for enhancement of the individual experience, and the user decides how much to share with the public or keep private. However, 13 new lawsuits being brought against 20 social media app creators, including Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram, should make you consider sharing that information in the first place. The class action suit details how these companies allegedly stored user address books on their servers. Email, age, photos, location, you decide what to share with the world.
And just kind of they have this attitude now, well, oh no, everybody does this. Everybody uploads copyrighted songs to YouTube, so it should be fine, But I think it's really simple to post stuff legally, and I just think it takes a little bit more creativity.
Making laws and imposing upon free speech, don't you also kind of lose the concept of free speech in and of itself? So it's, where do you draw those boundaries? But I think also a lot of an aspect of free speech is of having those morals and those principles within you as an individual. So it's almost something that has to be self-governed rather than having an actual governing body, our Supreme Court, making rulings upon that in order to define what it is and when it's appropriate to say things and when it's not. And we've lost that morality as a country.